There's a place on Earth where the ocean doesn't just get deep. It gets impossible. The Mariana Trench, nearly 7 miles straight down. A wound in the planet's crust so profound that if you dropped Mount Everest inside, its peak would still sit a mile beneath the surface. But here's what most people don't know. It's not the darkness that makes this place alien. It's not even the cold. It's what happens when you reach the bottom, a place called Challenger Deep. Because down there, something changes. The few creatures we've seen don't swim near the floor. They hover. They drift. They circle just above it, as if held back by some invisible boundary. Scientists noticed this years ago. In every deep-sea submersible dive, in every remote camera drop, life avoids the last few meters. Fish, amphipods, jellyfish, all of them keeping a strange distance. Why? What is it about the very bottom, the actual seafloor of the deepest place on Earth, that even the most extreme life forms refuse to touch? The answer isn't what you'd expect. It starts with pressure, but it ends with something far stranger. At the surface, the ocean presses down on you with about 14.7 pounds per square inch. Comfortable, breathable, normal. But pressure doesn't stay constant. Every 33 feet you descend, it doubles. Go down 100 feet, and it triples. Go down 1,000 feet, and your lungs would collapse like crushed aluminum. Now go down 7 miles. At the floor of the Mariana Trench, the pressure reaches over 16,000 pounds per square inch. That's the weight of 50 jumbo jets pressing down on an area the size of your thumbnail. It doesn't just crush. It changes the rules of chemistry. Water itself behaves differently. Molecules compress. Proteins inside cells fold in ways they shouldn't. Bones would shatter. Flesh would pulverize instantly. And yet, life exists here. Strange, translucent creatures. Fish with soft bodies and antifreeze blood. Amphipods the size of your hand. Single-celled organisms that shouldn't be alive at all. They've adapted, evolved, survived the unsurvivable. But even they won't go all the way down, because the floor itself is toxic. The Mariana Trench floor isn't like a beach. It's not sand or rock. It's a graveyard. For millions of years, everything that has died in the ocean above has drifted down. Plankton, fish, whales, plastic, metal, chemicals, all of it sinks. And at the bottom, it accumulates. Layer upon layer of organic matter, decomposing under unimaginable pressure. The sediment is thick, soupy, toxic, a concentrated sludge of death. But there's something worse. Heavy metals, mercury, lead, cadmium, industrial pollutants from the surface world, carried by currents and gravity, all the way to the deepest point on the planet. Scientists testing sediment samples from Challenger Deep found toxin levels higher than some of the most polluted rivers on Earth. The trench has become a chemical trap. Nowhere to go. No current strong enough to sweep it away. Just endless accumulation in the crushing dark. And the creatures that live here, they know. Evolution doesn't give you eyes down here, but it gives you sensors, chemical receptors, the ability to taste danger in the water. So they hover, just above the poison floor, surviving, but never landing. But pressure and poison aren't the only reasons. There's something else happening at the floor of the Mariana Trench. Something that makes it not just hostile, but unstable. The trench sits on a subduction zone, a place where one tectonic plate is sliding beneath another, dragging the ocean floor down into the Earth's mantle. It's not static. It's active. The ground shifts. Cracks open. Superheated water erupts from hydrothermal vents, loaded with sulfur and metals. Temperatures swing from near freezing to boiling in seconds. The floor is geologically violent, and when the Earth moves down there, it releases gas. Methane, trapped for millennia in frozen pockets called methane hydrates. Under the right conditions, a shift in pressure, a crack in the sediment, it explodes upward in plumes. Invisible, deadly, because methane doesn't just poison. It displaces oxygen. Any creature caught in a methane release would suffocate instantly, even if it doesn't need much oxygen to begin with. The floor isn't just toxic, it's unpredictable, a minefield in the dark. So life adapts the only way it can, by staying just above the danger zone. The creatures of the Mariana Trench are some of the most resilient organisms on Earth. They survive cold, darkness, crushing pressure, and near total isolation. But even resilience has limits. The snailfish, one of the deepest living vertebrates ever recorded, swims in slow, ghostly loops. Its body is soft, almost gelatinous. No swim bladder, no scales, just enough structure to hold itself together under the weight of the ocean. It feeds on amphipods, tiny shrimp-like scavengers that crawl through the water, picking at falling debris. But neither of them rests on the floor. They drift, they float, they feed in the water column, where the toxins are diluted and the pressure is survivable. Because the floor offers nothing. No food that isn't poisoned. No shelter that isn't collapsing. No safety. Only death, compressed into a thin layer of sediment at the bottom of the world. And so, they've learned to live in the space just above it. Hovering. Always hovering. In a place where even touching the ground is too dangerous. We've only visited the Mariana Trench a handful of times. Fewer people have been to Challenger Deep than have walked on the moon. And every time we go down, we find something new. Something that shouldn't exist. Something that defies what we thought we knew about life. But we also find our own trash. Plastic bags, candy wrappers, a beer can sitting in the silt 7 miles below the surface. The deepest place on Earth, and we've already poisoned it. The creatures there didn't evolve to avoid the floor because of us. They've been doing it for millions of years, long before humans existed. But we've made it worse. We've turned the bottom of the ocean into a toxic sink. A place where even the most alien life on the planet refuses to go. And the question we're left with isn't just why nothing wants to touch the Mariana Trench floor. It's whether, one day, there will be anything left alive to avoid it. The ocean is deep, but the damage we've done goes deeper.